Deuces Wild motherfuckers!
How about the swag, baby? Look at us go. And even the hat. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
But wait, there's more. Deuces Wild hats, Deuces Wild shirts. We got to give some of this shit out, man.
Gotta do it. And we need to put it to where our faithful can grab a hold of some of it and do a little PR work for us in the streets. But it was funny. You came on and I even said, "Oh, you got yours." I literally an hour ago checked in front of the house and had a UPS box, and check it to see who it's for and all that. I looked down and it said Tara Byrnes, and I'm like, "Oh, don't tell me she had me some swag." Sure enough, and there were 2 shirts in it and a few hats, and I made sure I got a shirt. Trey Clark's got a shirt. We got a hat. We good to go, brother. Good to go.
Don't sleep on the No Filter Network logo on the sleeve either. Attention to detail is huge.
Oh yeah, and don't think that Byrnes didn't put it there for a reason. Where when he flexes his guns, you can see it right there. Don't think he didn't do that.
Well, that's why I got the Schmedium shirt, man.
Schmedium. I'm liking that. Schmedium.
Hey,
go ahead. I did a podcast earlier today, believe it or not, with John Rocker, and he said, "Tell you hello." He said, "You're crazy," and he said he needs to come on. And
yeah.
So
that's
then
exactly who we want to get on.
Wait. So now, like right after that, and all that craziness, I was talking to Big Mike. Big Mike had called me a little bit ago, and then right after he called, our buddy up there in Reno, Chad Belding, called. Outdoor, TV host, podcaster, all that. He is into pickleball, and he said, "Burnsy, when are you going to play me in pickleball?" So I'm just letting you know. I'm just passing on the love, dude.
Chad,
love.
Yeah, I know. My bad, Chad. I literally have been in and out of town the past few weeks like you have, Thrill. So I've been meaning to touch base with Chad. I go down to Third Shot Pickleball, Chad. That is our spot. So let's get some action down there in the Reno Lake Tahoe area. Thrill, where have you been, man? Past 2 weeks. Let's get into that. But we actually had Jason Grilly on last week, who did
nice. How's Jason doing, man?
He's great. He is just salt of the earth dude, right? New York native, lives in Pittsburgh. Just a fucking dude.
Nice. Yeah, Jason Grilly, for everybody in the audience, was a right-handed reliever, good dude, and come out the pin and take the ball anytime you wanted to. I had a chance to face him a bunch, but then also kind of be on the same side of the ball as him. Good dude. So
yeah, great dude. So anyway, Thrill, where you been? You went to San Francisco. That was the first stop, right?
San Francisco was the first stop. Second stop was Richmond. Third stop was back to San Francisco. And then fourth stop this past week was Washington, D.C. I had some business there with the military, and so did that. And yeah, so now I'm home for a few weeks, loving life. Get a chance to talk to you guys, get a chance to see everybody in the chat room and, hey, how y'all doing, all that sort of stuff. But also on top of that, talk a little big league hardball, which we need to do.
So as soon as I walked up here to start the show, I thought we would have at least a couple innings to talk about what's going on with the Giants and live react to everything. But, dude, I mean, another 3-1 game, another 3-1 loss in Detroit. Now, Detroit's no slouch. They have the best record in the American League. But at the same time, the Giants, another feeble performance on the offensive side of the ball. They just aren't hitting right now, Thrill.
Yeah, no, they're not hitting, and they don't have multiple hits right now. So you're not stringing anything together. You're not getting the walks and the hits and then the runners in scoring position. And so, it's been every team goes through it over the course of a year. You just try to keep that to a minimum. And the Giants haven't been able to do it. They're a lot of times when you look at the schedule, you go, man, I wish we can catch these guys at a bad time, and man, I wish we can catch these guys at a good time, that kind of thing. And they're catching the Tigers right now, and they're hot. They missed Scooble, which is a great thing, but then Flaherty threw today, and somebody else threw yesterday, and they did a great job. So one of them things, but we need to figure it out. And I mean, hey, look, everybody's going to beat on one another. I'm not beating on these guys, but Lamont Wade and Bailey and even Adamas, they're going to have to get on a roll here. You're going to have to get a 2-for-game and a 2-for-game and maybe a 3-for-game and get that positive vibe, get on a roll, and that'll push you into the All-Star break. So some of these guys need some good things to happen to them.
So you mentioned Willie Adames. He struck out for the last out of the game, severely struggling. 2 for damn near his past 40. It appeared to me he was just overmatched in that last at bat, facing 97, 98 miles per hour. It looked, and I look at, I'm not slow mowing this or breaking this down, but it just looked like he was fucking late, like not even close to being on time.
Yeah.
Is there something that you would recommend to him right now to help get him back
in
a little bit?
Yeah, no, in a heartbeat. So I was going through a little rough patch, and Dusty came up, put his arm around me, and said, "Hey," he said, "you look like you're in between everything." He said, you're a little late on the fastball, you're early on the breaking ball, you're swinging that stuff that's bouncing in the dirt. He said, "You don't look like you're seeing things." He goes, "Do me a favor." I go, "What?" He goes, "I don't give a shit what you do today." He said, "Go up there and swing at every fastball you see." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "I want you to swing at every fastball you see, whether it's up, down, in, out, whatever." He said, "If it's a fastball, you're swinging at it." I was like, "Oh, okay." One of those numbers. As luck would have it, got 2 knocks that day. And then after the game, I was sitting in my locker, I'm having a beer. I'm like, well, I wonder what the fuck he was talking about there. So I said, shit on him. So I got up and I went into Dusty's office, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, why did you come up to me and, told me to swing at fastballs and not worry about breaking balls and all that?" He goes, "What did you do?" I said, "Well, I got 2 hits all on fastballs." He goes, "But what did you do?" And I go, "I'm drawing a blank here, Dusty. You got to help me out." He goes, "I made you concentrate on just seeing the ball, seeing a fastball, recognizing that it's a fastball, not a breaking ball." And he said, "As soon as you saw the fastball, you attacked it because you were in swing mode the whole time." And I was like, "Oh my God, that made all the sense in the world." I'm like, "Well, shit, no wonder." And so then from there moving forward, I had my timing on the fastball, all right, because I'm hunting it now. I'm hunting that son of a gun. But then when it starts clicking, then all of a sudden you get on time with the breaking stuff, and you make sure it's a strike, and you get it in the zone. And so, that one bit of advice from Dusty led to a pretty good little run for me that one year. And that's kind of what I would talk to like Adamas about. It'd be like, "Hey, Willie, look, you getting freaking breaking balls out the dirt, out the zone. You wailing through them and stuff like that. Look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hunt fastball. If it's a fastball strike, we're gonna cut it loose, big boy. But if it's a breaking ball or anything like that, if you see the breaking ball, let it go, let it go. And then simplify it for him like that, and then let him hunt the fastball and get his timing, just like you're talking about. Instead of being late, he gets his timing.
Well, especially when you're struggling, you have to work off the fastball, right? Like, there's no way you can go up there with a mentality that, hey, I'm going to sit on off speed pitch at this point. It's just, if you're scuffling, man, you better be on time for the fastball and not miss it, because what's going to happen, these pitchers are like sharks. They smell blood in the water, and they're just going to attack. And if you're late, they'll attack, they'll attack, they'll attack. And every time they're attacking, it's going to all of a sudden get a little bit higher in the zone or off the plate or whatever. Yeah. But it's just, if you're not on time to hit the fastball, man, you're in a lot of trouble.
That's the one thing. You and I have talked about this a lot in the past. When I was locked in, okay, fine. I could hunt a breaking ball here, backdoor slider, whatever it was, runs in scoring position. But you were the ultimate fastball hitter. And when you're geared up for the heater and you're going to catch that son of a gun out in front, dude, there's a lot of magic that happens there. Everybody hits off of the fastball, everybody pitches off of the fastball. So guess what? That's the most popular pitch in baseball. All you got to do is make it be a strike and hunt it and hunt it. And when you catch it, catch that son of a bitch out in front. Don't be late. Be full on. I mean, full tilt. I mean, wired. I'm talking about that spring is turned and whammo, off we go.
I love that, dude. I mean, it's everything. It really is. Just being in position to hit. And I told the boys this the other day. I'm like, look, if we get here, once we get here, we're ready to go. And now all of a sudden, if we get here early enough, even if it has to be kind of this number where we come down and pause for a second, we're now in this position, though, we're able to use our eyes and see the ball immediately. I actually had a kid, Thrill, ask me, he goes, what do you think? Frank the Tank is his name. And they throw him a ton of breaking balls.
Yeah, you told me about Frank the Tank. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the guy hits Dukes. So he goes, what do you think they're going to throw me here, coach? And they had just changed pitchers. I go, well, I said, Frankie, I said, I think they're going to throw you a first pitch slider. I said, but here's the deal. I'm not worried about you pounding this guy's slider. What I need you to do is sit on the fastball away. Sit on the fastball away because I know you're a fantastic breaking ball hitter. And if he throws that slider and he hangs it, you're going to hit it to the moon. Sure enough, dude, first pitch, slider, cement mixer, takes a monster hack and ends up flying out to the warning track in right field. But I'll take that chance every single time because he was all over it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, you and I had talked. I came on earlier, because I like getting in the chat room early, and I was in here and I was shooting some stuff to Ryan and Ted and those guys and all that, and all of a sudden, poof, we went out, and I had to reboot and rejoin and all that, and some of the guys that are in the chat room right now are having the same problem. So you might want to give Leslie Short and Jose Pepe Manuele a heads up that we might have a little technical glitch.
I certainly will give them the heads up. So long as I see the two of us and I see a red recording button.
Hey, we're there. Oh, and by the way, all right. And please tell Tara, thank you again for my swag. But first thing I did, all right, you guys notice, I freaking got the hat and I fucking rednecked it. None of that flat bill fucking skater mentality, Tony Hawk bullshit. No, we're going straight redneck. Yeah, take that with you.
I like it. I actually was going to tell you, I didn't know if your swag had arrived or not. So I was going to take a hat here and I was going to give it the good old Ben, the redneck Ben that you love so much.
Hey, so what you do is, all right, you take your hat, all right, and you take this corner. All right, let me get centered here, and you bend to about right here, and then you take that corner and you bend to about right there. And so when you bend it like that, and you bend it like that, and when you put it on, it goes really tight, and then it opens up as it goes. But it's nice.
I like
redneck. That's what I'm talking about. Bayou Boy. The Bayou Boy and the freaking Truckee Flash.
All right. So for fun, let me toggle my camera to see if this makes any difference.
That's the first time. That's the first time that we've ever used that word
Toggle.
in this show. Ladies and gentlemen, we just toggled right there.
I toggle camera. I could toggle audio. But I mean,
hell, no, you did that shit before where you. No, we don't need all that craziness.
Thrill Ohtani becomes the first to 20 home runs.
Yeah.
He's caught fire. Just went Oppo Taco tonight. Where does he rank, in your opinion, as one of the greatest baseball players of all time?
You know what? He he, as of right now, him and Judge, both of them, they have a body of work that's freaking impressive. I mean, impressive. They just need to do it over the course of a period of time and get to the greats. But as of right now, by far, those two guys are the best in our sport. By far. By
Yeah,
far, without a
it's
shadow
not
of a
even
doubt.
close, right?
Not even close. So what Otani is, all right, and every time I watch him, it's like whammo, it hits me in the face. It's like Otani is Ichiro that wants to hit the ball out the yard. Ichiro could hit the ball out the yard because you and I talked about him, during back practice and all that. But Ichiro was all about the 330, 350, whatever, right? Otani is the same kind of dude that wants to hit him 450 feet.
Yeah. No, but what's funny? Otani's a physical specimen, though.
Yeah, he is. He's a
Ichiro,
big son of
physical
a bitch.
specimen in his
He's
own
a
right.
big son of a bitch.
Oh, he's a big motherfucker. Huge. I remember walking by him when I was at a game. It was Oakland versus the Angels, and this is early on in his career. And I couldn't believe the size of this dude.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that gets me about Otani, I could see the straightaway and the pull power. I can see that without a shadow of a doubt. But there's some times where he almost kind of like, I don't know how he does it, but he like bails and wails, but he stays back and he goes like this. He goes whack, and he hits some shit out of left like a ways, and you go, how the shit did he do that? So there's a mutual admiration right there. I mean, needless to say, he's on the hated Dodgers, but shit, I'd take him on my team any day of the week.
So, yeah. And I know what you're talking about because it's this. Try to do a tiny stance, but basically, it's this. It's this here. It almost looks like he's getting beat the other way, and he shoots it out to the opposite field.
Yeah, but it's almost like he's getting beat. All right, so he's getting beat, like you said. He's back here, but then it's almost like he takes the barrel and he just goes wham, and he pushes it out like that, and the ball shoots out of left. So hey, look, he's a talent. He's a talent in his own right. So.
Through when you were in San Francisco, was anyone you talked to there that, I don't know, player, coach, any insight you could share with us?
Well, I mean, Bob Melvin called me into the office 2 different times, and he and I had a little talk about just little things going on. Guys coming out and taking BP, and working at your craft and stuff like that. And he wanted me to go have a talk with a player or two, and I went and had a talk with a player or two, and they went out on the field, practice their craft, and he came up to me. He says, "How'd you get him out there?" I said, "I took care of you, Skip. That's all you need to know right there, buddy. So I took care of you." So, but we, I mean, every time I walk in the clubhouse, I mean, it's like old home week. Having Melvin, as a manager, and then having Matt Williams sit on the other side of the locker room, the coach's room from me, and, get a chance to talk to Matt about a lot of stuff that, went on in our era that doesn't go on here. And, it's kind of eye opening for me because, I think I'm the only one that's thinking these thoughts, and then no, there's more than one person thinking these thoughts. And so the last time I was in San Francisco, Arizona's in town, and one of our reporters took this picture. It was myself. Well, take that back. I'll go around the semicircle here. It was Bob Melvin, myself, Mike Krukow, Dwayne Kuiper, and Bob Brenly, all freaking teammates standing in a little semicircle right there. And they shot the picture, and I was like, oh my God, it's like classic. I mean, classic big leaguers right there.
So cool. Did you get a chance to catch up with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I stood out there. I didn't say a word. I was listening to Krukow and Brenly and Bob and Dwayne. They were talking. I was just standing there listening, and being a young guy in the group, and just listening to what you would think the San Francisco Giants problems have. Everybody else has the same problems too. And you listen to Brenly, what they got going on in Arizona and all that. So anyway, um, you and I had talked about this earlier. The Giants got off to a great start. Awesome job, guys. I'm so fired up for you. You run into a little bit of a lull here. It's just like, let's get out of it. Let's get out of it. And we also talked about this. Whoever finishes strong in this division has a good shot at winning it all.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, what's happening is you got the teams, and as they play each other more and more, they're going to continue to beat up on each other. Something interesting here, because right now, let's just take a look at the National League playoff picture. I was talking about this earlier this morning on the Daily Hustle. But you have the Phillies leading the East, you have the Dodgers leading the West, and you have the Cubs leading the Central. But then the wild card teams after that, it's the Mets, Padres, Giants, Cardinals, then Diamondbacks and Reds. So, I mean, it is just absolutely jam packed for that fight. We'll see, man. I mean, it'll be exciting to see what happens. The American League too, because right now Detroit looks like the best team, but
Yeah.
many would argue that the Yankees, who have a plus 111 run differential. I mean, that is fucking astronomical. The Tigers, for reference, are at 83. The Cubs are at 93. Here's something interesting with the NOS. As good as their records are, their run differentials are 68 for the Dodgers, 18 for the Padres, 40 for the Giants, which is really good, and then 6 for the Diamondbacks. And by the way, the Colorado Rockies are at minus 173.
I'm so sorry, all you Rockies fans. I'm so sorry. But here's another one. You and I know, just being ball players and stuff like that, because I didn't know. I mean, I've been gone, and we've been talking about, the Giants lost 2 in a row. They ain't scored no runs. All of a sudden, I just look up here. They're 3 games back. 3 games back, and we're closing in on June 1 right here. We just barely finishing up 2 months of the season, and 3 games back is nothing to make up. Once you get hot, you can make up 3 games in a heartbeat. So Giants is sitting pretty. Some of the other people that you're talking about, Philly and the Mets, they're going head to head right now. They're battling back to back. Chicago is doing a great job over there in the Central. And then the Yankees, everybody's talking about Yankees, 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 Yankees. All of a sudden, you look and, wait a second. Tampa Bay is a game and a half out. I mean, a game and a half out. That's nothing. And so I mean, hey, guess what? I mean, this is all going to go down, pretty hot and heavy. And Detroit, like we talked about, they got hot. And before the Giants got Detroit, they got Minnesota, who was hot. Minnesota's a game and a half back at Detroit. So this season, it's a third of the way through, but it's got a long way to play out, brother. Long way to play out.
Yeah. So today, Thrill, this is funny. In San Diego, Petco Park was dealing with it looks like a massive beehive.
Usually once a year, San Diego has an infestation of bees. I mean, and if you guys go look at YouTube, there's all kinds of videos of bee infestations, and it's always San Diego. So I don't know where they come from. It's a certain time of the year, and they got them on the field. They got them in the freaking light towers. They got them in the speakers. They got them everywhere. So I don't know.
Yeah, they overtook the camera. Is there anything in your career, any time in your career that you had some wild shit like that happen on the field?
I'm like highly allergic to bee stings. So if there's a freaking beehive out there, I'm like, I'm not gonna go over that away. But like the big one that I told you about was, in Houston. You'd cut the clubhouse in Houston was on a second story, and you had to walk down the steps, and then you had to hit this wooden piece of trash walkway that went under the bleachers into our dugout on the third base side, and there were the biggest freaking rats down there you ever saw in your life. They eating all the peanuts and popcorn that people, drop from the the stands and all that. And I think I told you a story where, first or second time into Houston, I call up my dad. I said, "Hey, you coming on over? You driving over?" "Yeah, I'm driving over." I said, "Make sure you bring a few pellet guns." "Why?" I said, "We're going to go kill some rats." "Where are we killing rats?" I said, "Right behind our dugout in the stadium." He goes, "You got to be shitting me." I go, "Nope." And we'd go down there and we'd kill 10, 15 rats in a heartbeat.
Dude, I remember that story. I mean, you've told me that story before. It's crazy. Did the Astros know you were shooting rats in the
I
ass?
don't even care if they knew or not. But I'm telling you, I mean, these son of bitches were freaking beautiful sized rats. And, you walking and they freaking scurry in front of you. I'm like, wait a second here. We got to take care of this freaking problem.
So I follow this thing on Instagram. It's like Fox News weather, right? And basically, there was some random town in Louisiana, like backwoods Louisiana, and there was a gator, like a big ass gator, that was going across the highway.
Yeah.
But he had no fucking tail, man.
Oh.
Did someone run over it? Like, where did the fucking tail go?
No, alligators are cannibalistic, so he might have got in with a bigger one, and the bigger one chomped down on him.
Come on!
Swear to God, there's a lot of alligators that we catch in the wild that are like missing like legs and arms and shit like that. It's another alligator got his ass. Swear to God, see it all the time. So yeah, I would that wouldn't doubt me one bit.
How?
Hey, you know what? We have created freaking monsters. You know that? I'm just telling you this right now. We have like 3 or 4 people in the chat room that are talking about Big Mike's titties. All right? Just because you knocked and you let him on and he had no shirt on with a Coors Light with his boobs sticking out, and now people are commenting on the shit. That's where this program has gone right there.
Well, dude, Big Mike's titties are always welcome here at No Filter Network.
Keep your shirt on, you big bastard.
I've actually said when we started this network through, I said, anything but below the belt is good.
There you go. All right, I like
male
it.
titties, female titties, yeah. No, nothing below the belt. That's called nofilterporn.com.
There you go. There you go. Oh my God, I love you guys. I freaking love you guys.
Just in case shit went south, we did buy the domain.
Ooh.
No filter porn.
Look at you go. Look at you go.
Whatever. No, that's a direction you just I'm good. So anyhow, Thrill, have you heard of this Caglione guy from Kansas City?
I love that guy. Jesus Christ. I wish he was in our organization. He's Caglione. All right, his name's Jack Caglione. He played 2 ways at Florida.
Yeah.
He played, I think first base outfield, and he was a pitcher. And he's in the Royals organization, and he's Bryce Eldridge right now on steroids because he plays both ways, and he's going to be in the big leagues pretty freaking quick. Last year when we were in Arizona Fall League, and I was watching, he had a 4-hit game, and it was pretty impressive. The 4 hits,
dude. So the guy's homered in his first 4 AAA games. Thursday, 113.6 miles per hour. Friday, 111. Saturday, 107. Sunday, 107. All of them 459, 441, 410. And one of the homers, they say, was StatCast defined because they couldn't get a measurement on it as it launched too high over the outfield berm at the ballpark at America First Square in Salt Lake City.
Well, I can tell you one thing right now. He is not a little fella either. He's 6'4", 6'5", and put together really well. That man is going to be the next Bobby Witt phenom in the Royals organization.
So what do you do with a guy like that? Because here he is knocking on the door of the big leagues. Obviously has had success in his very limited time in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
But the Royals are a team in contention. You can't tell me they can't use that fucking bat right now, dude.
Yeah, who's the Royals' first baseman?
Let's
Do
figure
you
this
know?
out. Well, we're
I
about
mean,
to find out.
I don't know who the Royals' first baseman is, but
It doesn't matter because a guy could DH. There's no way
well,
like
it doesn't matter. But if I'm the Royals' first baseman, don't think I ain't looking over my freaking shoulder.
oh,
Don't
you're
think
done.
I ain't sitting there going, "Oh Jesus, this big bastard's coming up on me."
All right, the Royals starting first baseman tonight. Okay, dude. It's Pasquantino. He's hitting 255 with a 702 OPS.
All right, I remember that guy
Vinny,
from last
Vinny
year.
Pasquantino. He's 6'3", 245 pounds,
Yeah,
27 years old, career 265 hitter, 46 homers, 766 OPS. So he's not a bad player. He's a
yeah.
nice player, but he's not fucking Jack Caglione, dude.
I tell you what, Jack Caglione is going to make those stats look pretty freaking shabby. I mean, Jack Caglione can flat out freaking play. And the reason I knew who Caglione was, I mean, he was in the SEC for 3 years. I had a chance to see him in the SEC before he got drafted by Kansas City, and then I saw him in pro ball. I'm like, oh, woo. He made the adjustment too. So he's another one. He's another Bryce Eldridge. They will be in the big leagues.
Jonathan India is the DH tonight for the Royals. And India is obviously the former Cincinnati Red. Good little player, but his stat line right now, 232 with a 632 OPS. So not very impressive. I got to imagine that amongst a lot of other things, including his success so far, is the reason they promoted Caglione to AAA.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and on top of that, I mean, Caglione is raking in Double A. He ran right through A ball, which he should have done. He had a hell of a, like I said before, fall league, and they're pushing this kid, and like you said, if he hit 4 in a row in AAA, it's not too much longer. He will be in the show because I don't care what you say, you need some thump in the major leagues if you got it.
Thrill, Logan Webb today, another 10 strikeouts. How good is he, man? Is he gonna go down? Is Logan Webb going to go down as one of the best pitchers in San Francisco Giants history?
You know what? You know what Logan's doing. I hate to say this because it happens every now and then, but Logan is the latest version of Matt Cain. Go out there and freaking deal and have a 2 whatever ERA Logan's got and be 5-5, be 500. If he had a 2 ERA and he had Will Clark, Matt Williams, Kevin Mitchell, or he had Will Clark, Matt Williams, Barry Bonds, he would be 8-1 right now instead of 5-5.
Well, I mean, dude, that's the issue. And pitchers can't control that. That's why
they can't control it. Look at Verlander. Verlander is yet to get a W in a Giants uniform, and he's been argumentably throwing extremely well. So it's just how baseball goes, and how you got to get lucky sometimes, and be in right spot, right time, that kind of thing.
All right, so I got an idea, dude.
All right, fire away.
Wins and losses, I don't want to say they don't mean shit, but they obviously mean a lot less than we used to make of them. What matters to me is we go ahead, for example, and this happened with our Let Them Play team the other day. Another team went up on us. We came back, fucking right back, and tied it up. And when I was coming in the dugout, I went to our pitcher and I said, dude, shut down inning. Get us right back in here. He goes, I got you, coach. Went out there, 1, 2, 3, right back in the dugout. There's something to be said, like those innings, those quote unquote shutdown innings are fucking gigantic. It has everything to do. It has so much to do with wins and losses. The same sort of thing where how's he pitching in a 1-run game? Are you getting all your zeros when it's 10-0, or are you doing it in a close and tight situation? I would look at those numbers and really focus on those when it comes to evaluating a pitcher and the cojones he has in each tight situation.
I like it. I think you're right on the freaking screws right there. So, for me personally, you know, we go out there as an offense, and to get 2 or 3 hits strung together, and get you 2 or 3 runs, walk, and maybe a 3-run homer, a 2-run homer. The most important batter of the game for you is that first dude up there, and you don't want to give them an advantage to get back into the game right after you've created all the momentum. And I actually had to say this 2 or 3 times in Richmond was, we go out there, we score 2 or 3 runs, grab a lead or get back in the game, whatever it was. And guy goes out there and he throws a 2-0 first hitter in the inning. He throws a 2-0 breaking ball. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Throw a fastball right through the zone. Let's go. Come on. And then get to 3-2 and throw a 3-2 breaking ball, walk the guy. I'm like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You do not try to give them a light at the end of the tunnel. You want to fucking shut that light off at the end of the tunnel. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Go out there and give me a shutdown inning to where we get back on the bench. We can let our pitcher rest, and the guys can take a fucking deep breath and maybe go get us some more runs.
All right, Thrill. Let me try something because I put Giuseppe Pepe Manuele and Leslie on it. And both of them seem to be having technical issues. Now, the good news is that this is going to save for the podcast. I just know it is. The boys in Serbia are brilliant with pulling this thing up. So
Serbia. We are dealing with Serbians.
Oh, hey, hard workers, man. International talent. That's what we like to focus on.
That's how we roll. Hey, this show has gone from the United States to now we're international. That's how big we've gotten.
Hey, let's do this. I'm going to shut this one down, and then I'm going to restart. I'll send you another link right away, and we'll come on for at least 10, 20 minutes and hopefully get everybody involved. Okay. And then we'll wrap this thing up. Does that work for you?
Well, that works for me. So now everybody that's in the chat room, they're going to get the new link too?
Everyone in the chat room, yeah, I'll put it on right now. Watch this, restarting link. See, this is what we do for the people. We're a show of the people.
Of the people, by the people, for the people.
Yeah.
Happy Memorial Day for those that gave all so that we could do what the fuck we doing right here. That's you.
That's good, man. Thank you for bringing that up, Thrill. Rescheduling and restarting stream.
All right, so we're gonna log out of here. I'm gonna delete this, and then I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I'll end the stream, and then we'll fire back on, and hopefully it works for everyone. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
And so I can delete this one and then go to the new one.
Yeah, I'll end it right here. I'll send you a new link, and as for everyone else, whoever, if there was 1 or 2 listening, see ya.